So as we are recording today's show, we have hearings going on right now. We are in the midst of Christine Blasey Ford, the accuser of the first accuser of Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh of sexual assault, testifying under oath before the Senate Judiciary Committee. Democrats have been taking turns asking her questions, making statements. Republicans have all opted to yield their time to a Republican prosecutor who is just doing everything she can to cast doubt upon the claims of Christine Blasey Ford. We heard her opening statement. We've read Brett Kavanaugh's opening statement, although he hasn't yet testified. And, big picture, if you believe that Christine Blasey Ford is not credible, you have to believe that in a Palo Alto academic, they found an extraordinarily talented actress who is talented not only in the sense of she can show up there and appear to truly be traumatized by what she experienced 3 decades ago, but also someone who is willing to interrupt what is probably a pretty calm life as an academic when it comes to your day-to-day, to go and tell what the right wants to say are fabrications about Brett Kavanaugh. So think about what you have to believe to believe that this is all made up. When you watch Christine Blasey Ford, they looked at who was actually a classmate of Brett Kavanaugh's during high school, right? Because they have to be a classmate. And then they went and they said, who can we find who's willing to show up and make stuff up, and also who happens to be a really talented actress, despite the fact that she's a career academic? That's what you have to believe they did if you don't believe that this is credible.
And someone who can find out that she's a talented actress at the age of 51.
How would you even find that out? Yeah.
Who can pass a polygraph test with flying colors.
Well,
it's
listen,
a hard find.
Polygraph tests, I don't put almost any weight in them at this point, knowing how they can be gamed. But again, you also need to, think about that.
Can't fail it, though.
Then you have to get someone who knows how to pass a polygraph test, is willing to make stuff up about a former classmate, is an extraordinarily talented actress, is willing to come forward and interrupt her life as an academic with something that is only going to make her experience negativity for the next who knows how long from all the people smearing her, and is also trained in defeating a polygraph test.
And you better find this person in one shot, because
Yes.
you asked a few people. I'm sure some of them are going to come out and reveal this whole ploy.
What does she have to gain? What incentive exists, particularly when it doesn't even appear as though this is going to prevent Brett Kavanaugh from becoming the next Supreme Court Justice of the United States? And for me, the biggest and most telling piece of information here from outside her actual claims is that Mark Judge, the witness who has now been named by multiple people as having information about what allegedly took place, as being involved in this type of behavior, both during high school and college, so on and so forth, he has not been subpoenaed to testify. If there was a serious desire to figure out who knows what and when and put them under oath, there is no situation where Mark Judge is not subpoenaed to testify here. Professor Ford says she saw Mark Judge after the assault working at Potomac Village Safeway. In his book, Judge says on page 93 that he did work as a bag boy in a local supermarket. We got to hear from this guy. It is an injustice that Mark Judge has not been subpoenaed here. And then ultimately the question is going to be, could senators turn? Could senators turn and say, I'm not going to vote for Brett Kavanaugh as a result of this? I don't know the answer. Later on in the show, I will have poll results for you from our audience about what our audience thinks is going to happen. Today's program was made possible in part by Blinkist.com/Pakman. I love Blinkist. It's the really perfect app for anybody who likes politics and learning. And if you're watching or listening to the David Pakman Show, I'm sure you love politics and learning. And what Blinkist does is take the best and most popular nonfiction books, they condense them into 15-minute audiobooks that you can listen to in one sitting, and you can learn about politics, philosophy, psychology, economics. Often, we don't have the time to actually read as many books as we would like. I know that I'm at my limit for how much I can read. And this way, you can absorb the most important, valuable information from books in just 15 minutes, maybe on your way to work, maybe on your way to the gym, maybe cooking vegan recipes at home, whatever is your thing. And our audience can get a 7-day free trial by going to Blinkist.com/Pakman. If you're watching on YouTube, I've put a link in the video description. And after the free trial, if you like it, and I think you will, you can continue enjoying thousands of condensed audiobooks for just about $5 a month. You can go to blinkist.com/PAKMAN to sign up.